Alright, welcome back to Ace Academy. Let's load a save file. The buzz of my alarm pulls me out of a dream world and into reality. With a sleepy roll, I slap blindly at the sound. Just 5 more minutes. The buzzing doesn't care no matter how hard I slap my clock. I blink open blurry eyes at 10:17 AM. Blinks at me. Crap. I shoot straight up from bed. I'm late for class. I push the off button on my clock, but it doesn't stop the buzzing. Wait, my alarm doesn't buzz. Glancing over my desk, my phone buzzes loudly on the boot. It's Valerie. She's probably wondering where I was in class this morning. I hope she's calling to bring me notes. Hey Valerie, sorry I missed you in class today.
Class?
She sounds amused. Yeah, I don't know what happened, but my alarm didn't go off.
Probably because you didn't set it.
What?
It's reading week. We don't have classes, silly.
That explains a lot. If we don't have class, then why are you calling me?
Because unlike somebody, I've been hard at work and found something interesting about Eagle's core.
Really? What is it?
It's the secret to Eagle's maximum overdrive.
Wait, seriously? What does it say?
It says, come to the hangar right now.
Sure. No, it doesn't.
Only one way to find out. See you in a few.
She doesn't wait for me to respond before the line goes dead. Valerie? She's lucky my curiosity is stronger than my irritation. I get dressed and ready for the day. Just as I'm about to head out the door, my phone beeps. I pull out my phone expecting a text from Valerie. Instead, I see an old alert. Call Mom today. Mom. My chest tightens as if a hand is holding my heart. Today was her birthday. Last year. I was so busy at CINY that I completely forgot about Mom's birthday. I didn't even give her a call until the next day. And even though she understood, I could tell she was disappointed. I created this alert right afterwards so I'd never forget again. How could I have known that would be her last birthday? A spark of anger heats my blood. If Mom and Dad really were the target of foul play, somebody's going to pay for ripping them away from me. From Nikki. My phone beeps again. I open a message from Valerie telling me to hurry up. I need to find out what's going on with Eagle. Maybe that'll give me into what happened to Mom and Dad. I take a deep breath, then hop on my bike and hurry to school. When I arrive at the hangar, I head straight for Eagle. Valerie stares intensely at the terminal, biting her lip in concentration. She glances at me as I approach and smiles.
I almost thought you weren't going to show up.
Here I am. She points up to the terminal, fidgeting with excitement.
It took some time, but I finally figured it out.
You're able to reverse engineer the overdrive mode? Valerie nods. That's incredible. She grins proudly at my enthusiasm.
It took a little longer than I expected since the missing pieces were really hard to fill in. The full schematics are unlike anything I've seen before. I wasn't even able to find anything remotely similar while researching.
Her brows furrow in thought. Then she shakes her head and her excited grin returns.
Anyway, I've tested the data in the simulator, and it worked flawlessly. Your core is calibrated to be able to use the overdrive mode on demand.
Damn! That's awesome.
I haven't had a chance to try it in actuality, though. As much as I'd love to hop in your cockpit, I'm not much of a pilot. So, I leave the test piloting to you.
I nod. Of course, you're amazing, Valerie. Her smile broadens.
Oh, I almost forgot.
She returns to the terminal. As her fingers dance over the keyboard, another screen opens up. It's finally text with a lot of information, and the bottom has an open section to input a password.
I couldn't figure this out, and it looks like any sort of tampering will potentially wipe the data. What's weird about it is that all those lines are not really code that needs to be deciphered. They read more like references I don't understand. Since you build Eagle, I wondered if this might mean something to you.
I glance at the screen. It does read like a whole bunch of inside jokes mashed together. Some pieces seem familiar, but strewn together like that throws me off. I'm sure if I had time to sit down and concentrate, I could work through this, but right now I'd rather focus on the overdrive mode. Do you have all the data you need for the overdrive mode?
Yeah, which is why I almost forgot about this. I'm not sure what's hiding behind here.
No rush then? She smiles.
No rush. I do think we should book off some practice time in the arena and confirm the overdrive mode works though. I mean, theory is still theory.
I nod. I was thinking the same thing. Let's tell the team about this and see if we get a practice session in before the match. I should have an urgent group text. As I wait for everybody to show up, I pulled up the arena schedule on my phone. Is there any chance it won't be fully booked because it's reading week? To my surprise, the arena is completely open tomorrow. Talk about good luck. Kara is the first to arrive.
This better be important. Exams are next week, you know.
Trust me, you want to hear this. Kara taps her foot impatiently.
Where is everybody else?
They're coming. A few minutes later, Sho and Maya trickling of Yuna tagging along.
Sorry if we're late.
Look who we found trying to break into the hangar.
Yuna's cheeks flush.
I wasn't trying to break in. I was just about to text that I needed someone to let me in.
Sho grins.
Sure, that explains why you were pulling on the doors.
I was just testing to see if maybe they were unlocked.
Wait, Yuna, how did you get on campus so fast?
I was studying in the library when I got your text.
Speaking of which, can you finally tell us what's going on so we can all get back to studying?
I glance over at Valerie, who nods. Valerie found out how to activate Eagle's overdrive mode on demand.
Are you serious?
Sho's voice rings out above the team's collective exclamations of surprise. Valerie nods.
Yep. Sorry it took so long.
The fact that you managed to figure it out at all is really impressive.
Yeah, I don't think just anyone would have been able to.
Maybe.
Valerie answers in modesty, but there's a slight blush of color in her cheeks.
So what exactly do you mean by overdrive mode can be activated on demand?
Well, initially the programming was set to a single run instance because it was in debug mode.
That explains why your core didn't react last match when you got to powered.
I nod.
I found a way to change the options of activation. That being said, it's calibrated and tested in simulation, but...
Valerie looks at me. We want to reserve the arena so we can live test it. Carrie nods.
That makes sense. We definitely want to get a handle of it before our next match on Thursday.
Why exactly do we have a match scheduled during reading week? Everyone stares blankly at me.
Why wouldn't we?
At CI when Y, everything was cancelled during reading week. Classes, clubs, everything. They really wanted to focus. They really wanted us to focus on studying.
That must have been torture.
I don't think it's a terrible idea. That just means there are fewer distractions from studying.
I know, torture.
I preferred it that way. I actually appreciated that everything was cancelled. It helped me focus on studying, and I got high marks on my exams last year. Yuna smiles.
If our history project was any indication, I'm sure you'll do well this year too.
I match a grin. Thanks.
Focus, guys!
Sorry.
Yuna seems thoughtful.
Since your match is on Thursday, that doesn't give you much time to practice. Isn't the arena already booked up this week?
Actually, it's completely open tomorrow. I was thinking we could head over around.
No! Are you crazy? We can't do that!
A blinking shows outburst. Valerie looks just as confused as I am, but the rest of the team wears matching looks of horror.
What is up with those faces? You guys look like you've seen a ghost.
I mean, you're not too far off. The arena is haunted.
Valerie burst out laughing and let out a few chuckles. What are you talking about? We used the arena plenty of times. We've been fine.
It's not always haunted, only tomorrow.
It's not haunted, you idiot.
I can always count on Kiori to be reasonable.
It's cursed.
Never mind. What?
How is it cursed?
It's the curse of Yori and Nori.
You too, Yuna?
Broseph, Yori and Nori are no joke. Haven't you heard the legend?
No?
What legend?
She'll take on a serious tone.
Many years ago, there was a set of twin brothers, Yori and Nori, who attended ACE.
And they were both top pilots here.
They were fiercely competitive in the arena, and their matches were thrilling to watch. Yori was the older twin by a few seconds, and no matter how often they battled, he always took first rank. Nori hated being outmatched and overshadowed by his brother and trained harder than any other pilot at school. At the end of the season, the twins' highly anticipated match was just as exciting as ever, especially when Nori took the title of first rank from his brother.
I guess Nori's training finally paid off. Valerie raises an eyebrow.
Seriously? This is so cliche.
She gives her a look but otherwise ignores her.
It was all anyone could talk about, but Yori was furious. He didn't think it was possible that his brother could surpass him. He accused his brother of cheating and continued to pester Nori until Nori couldn't take it anymore. They agreed to one final match, no holds barred, which would prove who was the better pilot once and for all. Obviously, the school would never allow no holds barred matches, so they set up a time after hours to meet in the arena.
Boring.
Just wait!
When they met in the ring, they readied their weapons like usual. Charging their laser guns, they waited for the signal. As soon as it sounded, they simultaneously unleashed their shot, which collided in a huge explosion.
That's not how explosions happen.
Trust me, it happened. I don't know how it did, but it did.
Maya and Yuna nod along with show.
After the smoke cleared, standing in the middle of the arena were the twins' two gears.
Okay.
That's not the weird part. The weird part is that there was no trace of the brothers. Both the cockpits were completely empty.
Maya shudders.
There weren't even ashes or anything.
Wait, let's go back a second to this explosion. How did the gears even survive that?
That's part of the mystery. They say that the brothers' spirits are trying to finish the battle to see who is the better pilot, and any pilot who dares get between them will suffer the consequences.
Valerie cocks her head to the side.
You guys really believe this stuff?
I don't.
It's real! Ever since then, anyone who's used their gear on the anniversary of the brothers' battle has ended up with serious injuries.
Yeah, there was this kid whose gear malfunctioned and started moving on its own.
And the girl whose gear got stuck after it depowered, so she was trapped inside. They had to remove the whole front of her cockpit to get her out.
Those are just the reported ones. A lot of times what happens in the arena stays in the arena.
Valerie looks at me.
What do you think?
Better safe than sorry. I don't want to tempt fate. We could check out my car another day.
Aw, are you sure you wouldn't rather test it out?
The point is, we cannot be anywhere near our gears tomorrow. In fact, we should get out of Ace Academy altogether and go somewhere fun.
Valerie dismissively shifts to intrigue.
Ooh, I like fun.
What were you thinking? A sly grin spreads across Show's face as he wipes out a handful of tickets.
The
Whips
hot
out.
springs, of course.
Really? How long have you been carrying those?
You don't want to know.
I raise an eyebrow.
Let's just say I've got these ready for next year, too.
That sounds like a whole lot of fan service.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Valerie squeals and starts playing with her hair.
I can't wait to go. The water's going to feel so good.
I could use a break from studying.
You should come, Yuna.
Yuna smiles.
Okay, you've convinced me.
Wow, that was easier than I thought.
What about you, Kaori?
Kaori frowns.
We don't have time for this. Don't you all have exams to study for?
We've got the whole week to study. Besides, even Mayu's going.
Maya looks away as Kaori's gaze lands on her.
Are you going too?
Yeah, I'll study better once I've had a short break.
Come on, Kaori, live a little. If Mayu can go, then you can go. I mean, does anyone here study more than she does?
Maya frowns.
What's that supposed to mean?
Just that you're really smart.
Maya blushes deeply but looks pleased.
So, you coming, Kaori?
Kaori sighs.
Fine. But I'm coming back first thing the next morning. With or without you guys.
Yes, the gang's all going.
Since my day tomorrow is pretty much shot, I need to get as much studying done now as I can. I'll see you guys later.
Kaori hurries out. I actually should get some studying done too.
Me too.
Same here.
It's time for me to hit the books too.
Everyone pauses to stare at her.
What?
You study?
Of course. How else do you think I get straight A's?
Shio's eyes widen.
You've straight A's?
Valerie laughs.
Don't sound so surprised.
Aw, if everyone else is going to study, then what am I supposed to do?
Study? Shio sighs.
I guess.
We can study together.
Shio perks up.
Suddenly studying sounds like a great idea.
Amaya smiles shyly. Shio takes her hand and the two of them wave before walking away. Alright, well, I'm out. See you guys later. Everyone says their goodbyes and heads separate ways. I've had a quiet spot in the library and spent a few hours studying. Once the words start to blur on the page, I decide to take a break. I wonder if anyone else is ready for a break too. Maya or Yuna? Yuna. I wonder if Yuna is still trying out different clubs. The last couple of times I went with her, it was pretty fun. Let's see what she's up to. I dial Yuna's number. She seems out of breath as she answers.
Hello?
Hey Yuna, checking out any new clubs today? She chuckles.
Nope. I've decided on what I want to do.
Oh really? What did you choose?
Tennis.
I grin. Is that what you're doing now?
Actually, I decided to participate in the Tennis Open League today.
Does it mean you're going to try out for the school league next year?
Maybe. I'm not sure yet. It's still a huge time commitment, but I can always drop in on club matches. Want to come watch?
I recall Yuna schooled me in tennis the last time we played. There's no chance to be a boring event. Sure, I'll meet you at the courts.
Okay, see you soon.
We hang up the phone and I make my way to the rec center. The event has a strong turnout, and while the spectator space is not as large as our other venues, more than half the seats are filled. I scan the crowd of students lying on tennis courts in search of Yuna. She's off on her own, leading into a runner stretch. Hey Yuna. Her face lights up as she sees me.
You're here. Thanks for coming.
I wasn't going to miss out on another chance to watch you wipe the floor of your opponents. She laughs.
It won't be so easy this time. I recognize some of the students from the Ace Tennis League. There's a good chance I'll have to play against them.
I take a look at the students holding tennis rackets. Most of them keep to themselves. They wear solemn faces and quite a stretch. A small group of students are gathered in a circle. Those must be the league members. I don't think I know who any of them are. Yuna pauses and points out the one she recognizes.
That girl with short hair is also a second year, and a pretty strong player on the team. She's actually from my hometown. We trained together in high school.
The girl is one of the only students with a smile on her face. She rolls her wrist and lets her racket hang loosely by her side.
The guy to her left is a first year. He just made it onto the team, so he's still in training.
As Yuna gives me the stats on her opponents, her demeanor changes. Her posture relaxes and her eyes glance alertly around the court. She fit right in with the rest of us in the pre-combat room if she were a pilot.
And that small guy beside them is actually their star player.
Really? I glance skeptically at him. He looks about a high schooler who's still waiting to get through puberty.
Yeah, he's She's a third year and captain of the tennis team. In fact, she
Yuna pointing at the first girl.
will probably take his place as captain next year. He's also left-handed.
And that means?
I should have worked harder on my backhand.
So it sounds like those two are the only real challenge here.
That's only as far as I know. There may be some hidden diamonds nobody knows about.
You'll do great. Well, even if they are, you don't have to worry about them. I've seen firsthand what you can do, and I know you'll win this thing. She blushes.
Thanks.
Spectators are being ushered to their seats as the organizer announced the first matchup. I better go so I can claim a good seat. Yuna nods. The first few rounds are between students I don't know. I'll violently watch the matches, as they're all kind of bleed together. Finally, Yuna's first match is up. I sit up in my seat and wave as she walks onto the court. She smiles in acknowledgement. Her opponent is a random student I don't recognize. I settle back into my seat. This will probably be a quick match. As I predicted, Yuna demolishes the poor guy. Soon the second round of matches begin, and Yuna is pit against the first Team League player. He calls Yuna, but she seems undisturbed. Yuna demolishes him too. He stomps off the stage as I cheer along with the rest of the crowd for Yuna. When she's matched with the girl from the tennis team, the two of them nod in respect for each other. Yuna grabs her racket tightly. A look of concentration replaces a smile on her opponent's face. They're more evenly matched. I assume because they used to each other's play styles. Jesus Christ. And know each other's strengths and weaknesses. Although Yuna claims to be out of practice, she still comes out victorious with a 2-point lead. Finally, the two remaining contenders are Yuna and the third year captain of the Ace Tennis League. Even from my seat, Yuna seems to tower up over him, but he is unfazed. They ready their rackets as Yuna gives the first serve. Just like when I played against her, her racket connects to the ball in a resounding crack. It speeds across the net in the blur, but her opponent seems to be waiting for the ball and easily returns her serve. They continue to volley the ball back and forth. I lean forward in my seat, holding my breath. He strikes towards Yuna's left and her backhand misses. The audience lets out a collective gasp. Their match is the most engaging as two of them dart across the court. They are tight and the last point wins the match. Ultimately, Yuna misses another backhanded strike and her opponent is named Victor. I race back across the court. Yuna and the captain are speaking, and as I approach, I catch the tail end of the conversation.
Did you try out for the league this year?
Yuna shakes her head.
No, I was focused on my studies and was worried the league might be too much of a time commitment.
No wonder I haven't seen you play before. I'll admit I was really impressed by your skills. You should try out for the league next year. I'm positive you'll make it onto the team.
Yuna smiles politely.
Thank you for the offer. I'll definitely keep that in mind.
I hope you do.
He glances my way, then politely excuses himself. Hey Yuna. She whirls around to face me.
Oh hey!
You were great out there.
Thanks, but I didn't win.
No, but you and the freaking captain of the tennis league were neck and neck for the majority of the match.
I know!
I thought you would finally realize just how impressive she was and crack as well, but she frowns instead.
If only I'd practiced my backhand. I know I could have beaten him in his smug face.
Oh wow, I knew Yuna was competitive, but I had no idea she was this competitive. Let her vent. It is a hard loss, and if I were in her shoes, I'd be just as upset. Better that she gets it out of her system now than later. She continues to mumble to herself until she naturally begins to calm down. Feel better?
A bit. Well, it looks like everyone is leaving.
Yeah, we should probably leave too.
I'm going to go to the lockers and shower. Thanks for coming out again.
This was fun. She smiles.
I'll see you later.
I say my goodbyes and we head our separate ways. My phone vibrates in my pocket. When I go to answer, I see Sho's calling me. Hey Sho.
Rosa, I'm so glad you picked up. I need your help.
Are you okay?
No, I'm in dire need of assistance.
What's going on?
Do you have any experience buying a gift? For a lady friend?
We all know your lady friend is Mayu. There's no answer for just a second, then Sho speaks.
It still feels kinda surreal.
I get it.
So, does that mean you'll help?
I can't leave my bro hanging. Sho sighs in relief.
You are the best brosif a bro could have. Come meet me at the mall.
I'll be right there. I hang up the phone and head to my bike. Then I drive directly to the mall. After I park, I see Sho waiting for me at the main entrance. He greets me with his usual goofy grin, but his hair is disheveled and there is worry in his eyes.
Thanks for meeting me. I don't even know where to start.
Suggest books. Mayu loves reading, right?
Yeah. How did you know?
We talked books in the past.
She likes to tell me about what she's currently reading. It's so cute to see how excited she gets over them.
You should get her a new book. Maybe something that just come out. That way you know she hasn't. That way you know she hasn't read it yet.
I think she'd like that.
Sho nods.
Good thinking, Brosif. Let's go.
He leads the way to the store. What is this gift for anyway?
It's our 1-month anniversary.
Look at you. You celebrate every month? Yeah, I would actually do as well. At least for the first like 3 months. And then like 6, 9, 12 and then yearly. Or half a year. Somewhere like that. Wow, time sure flies fast. It's been a month already. I think it was just yesterday when we fought May's team.
I know, me too. Time seems to pass in a click, doesn't it?
I've never heard that saying before. Anyway, congrats to your 1 month.
Thanks. I'm actually kind of surprised by how it happened.
How did it happen?
It came out of the blue. Mayu and I were hanging out as usual the Monday after our match with Onobugeisha, and I could tell something was on her mind. When I asked her what was wrong, she blurted out a question about feelings. It was so unlike her that I was too shocked to speak. Mayu didn't even hesitate, and she started talking about how she's liked me since we were kids, and she wanted to know if I felt the same way or if I was into someone else.
Sho laughs.
I guess she saw me walking home with Hitomi and thought we were dating. Silly, right?
Yeah. Sho looks sheepish.
I started laughing as soon as she said that, and I know I embarrassed her, but I couldn't help it. I just couldn't believe what I was hearing. As if I could ever like anyone else.
I blink. Really?
Well, yeah. Why do you sound so surprised?
It was obvious how Mayu thought about you, but you never seemed to notice. Sho's cheeks flush.
I noticed. Of course I noticed.
Then why?
She's so smart and pretty and awesome. She's way out of my league.
She was head over heels for you.
It's still hard for me to believe that. That's why this gift is so important.
No wonder he seems agitated. Maya will love whatever you get her. The fact that you're buying her a present at all will make her happy. Sho smiles wordly.
You think?
Of course.
Still, it has to be perfect.
I nod. On that note, we better get back to searching.
Right.
I hope she'll pick out the perfect gift for his lady friend. He ended up going with my advice and buying Maya the newest fantasy bestseller. As we exit the store, Sho has a spring in his step, but he seems both nervous and hopeful. I hope she ends up liking the present. We say our goodbyes in the parking lot. Since I don't have class today, I've got more free time than usual. What do I feel like doing? Kaori? I wonder what Kaori is up to. I pull up my phone and give her a call.
Hello?
Hey Kaori.
Hi.
Are you busy?
I'm just about to head to the daycare. It's going to be an extra busy day.
Sho and I caught Kaori's uncle in the campus parking lot one day right before we were going into town. He really shared that Kaori volunteers at his daycare. He invited to stop by, but Kaori's death glare was enough to deter us. She may not act like it, but I think she's a little relieved that she doesn't have to hide this from us anymore. Her uncle says Kaori is a big softie and a favorite instructor amongst the kids. I'll believe it when I see it. Next, you're busy?
Yeah. We're
understaffed since one person is on vacation and another person called in sick.
Maybe I can help? Hello?
If that's what you want, then I guess you can help. But don't forget it's still work.
Yes, ma'am.
Don't call me ma'am. Now hurry up and get here.
Before I have a chance to say one of my sick rebuttals, she hangs up the phone. Damn. Oh well, I better not be late or Curry will be angry. I found my bike and drive to the daycare. When I arrive, Curry is nowhere to be found. I fucked that line up, Jesus Christ. When I arrive, Curry is nowhere to be found. I follow a group of adults into the building. They're either parents or staff, but either way, look at me what I need to be. Considering there are no kids tagging along, I think it's safe to say that they're staff. We pass through one of the children's playrooms and continue into an office in the back. Curie is there with another guy, discussing something I can't hear. She nods in greeting when I enter. Once everyone gets situated, the guy clears his throat.
Hello everyone. I know we haven't had one of these staff meetings in a while, but it's going to be a bit busy today since Daiichi is on vacation and Hibiki called in sick. Luckily, Kaori's friend has offered to help out, so we'll only be short one man instead of two.
Everyone stares at me as he smiles in my direction. Oh, hi. I'm OSRiddle. Happy to help.
Glad to meet you. I'm Eito Iwasa. Since we'll have to do a little shuffling with coverage, here are everyone's roles for today.
Aito checks his clipboard and then goes down as the names. Gary watches silently as Aito takes charge. Once he's finished, he looks at me.
Since you're from ACE, we'll have you tutoring the older kids.
I nod.
Kaori and I will attend to the toddlers and younger kids.
I'm surprisingly pumped for this assignment. Tutoring kids should be a piece of cake considering how much I've helped Nikki in the past. I'm such a good brother. Or big brother, I don't know which of the two it actually is. Everyone's roles assigned, the group slowly disperses. One of the staff members offers to take me to the tutoring room. I thank them and follow her into a room filled with children between 4th and 6th grade. Seeing a new face, the kids kept interrupting me to ask questions about myself. They were especially curious because I didn't look very Japanese. They asked about where I was from, and what it was like back home, what it was like to be a pilot. I tried hard to keep their focus on their homework, but it was a lot tougher than expected. Finally, I gave up and answered the questions. Once their questions were out of the way, they were able to focus on their homework. Although they tried hard, most of the children had difficulty grasping the material. I could tell they were frustrated, so I tried to think of different ways of explaining the same things, which helped immensely. After a while, it looks like everyone is on track. I'll go see how Kyori is doing. It doesn't take me long to find the young kids. All I have to do is follow the sounds of shrieks and laughter. I gently push open the door and see Kyori surrounded by children. Both her arms are full of kids, and one even hangs off her back. The rest hooks her legs. Although Kyori weakly protests, the huge smile on her face gives away her true feelings. I've never seen her this happy before. The chorus of Miss Kyori circles her as the children compete for her attention. Suddenly, the child Kyori's back flips. With a sharp yelp, she grabs the strap on Kyori's clothing.
Careful!
The strap falls off her shoulder as she bends down so the child can land softly on the table.
I got it.
Aito gently places the strap back onto Kyori's shoulder. I wait in secret glee for the impending doom Aito has afflicted upon us by touching her, but to my surprise, Kairo doesn't react. As Aito tries to take one of the kids off Kyori's hands, the child looks at Aito for a second and burrows her face into Kyori's shoulder. Kyori laughs.
I don't think she wants to leave anytime soon.
Aito laughs too.
I can't really blame her.
Oh la la, do I sense a young love in the air? I can't help but grin.
Since you've got your hands full, why don't I take care of their snacks and set up for the next activity?
That'd be great, thanks.
No problem.
They smile at each other. Wow, a smile from Kyori? It must be serious. I tiptoe back out of the room and return to the other kids. It looks like Kyori is doing more than okay. Another hour passes by in a blur, and before long, the parents trickle in and collect their children. The kids whine that they don't want to stay a little bit longer with Miss Kyori, but the parents urge them home. After all the kids have gone home, or have gone, sorry, the staff wave goodbye to each other and pack up and go home too. Before I go, I want to catch up with Kiori. I finally arrived to cleaning up in the toddler's room. Aito makes a comment which has Kiori laughing. Kiori laughing at someone else's jokes? I never thought I'd see you today. I took it to myself, but ended up ruining their moment. I can catch up with Kiori tomorrow. Before I step away, Kiori notices me and heads over.
Hey.
I stop my giggling and clear my throat. She raises an eyebrow.
What's up with you?
I can't believe she doesn't know.
I spin around to spot Uncle Miguel chuckling behind me. I know, right? It's cute how oblivious she is. Miguel nods, but Kiori huffs.
What is wrong with you two?
Hey, Kaori, I'm heading off. I'll see you later.
Kiori's demeanor is softened when she waves at Aito.
Oh, yeah, sure. Good work today.
You too.
Miguel chuckles again and pitches his voice high.
Good work today.
You too. Kiori freezes, her face turns beet red.
It's nothing like that.
Sure.
We believe you.
Stop!
She scowls at us and stomps spin back at the toddler's room and throws toys into their bins. Young love, so precious. Miguel grins. I'm glad I came out today. I got to see another side of Kiori, one that I won't soon let her forget. After I gather all my things, I drive home. My stomach growls loudly as I park my bike in the garage. Nikki, please be home for once. I wonder what we're going to have for dinner. As I enter the kitchen, I see a dainty strawberry cake sitting on the kitchen table. A cake for dinner? I peer closely at the layered cake and use my finger to taste the whipped cream. It melts on my tongue in a cloud of sweetness. Fresh whipped cream. That's the only kind of whipped cream I'll eat. Mom spoils. She never bought whipped cream because she'd always make it herself. Wait a minute. Mom's birthday. Nikki? Did Nikki bake this cake for Mom's birthday? I searched the house but see no sign of her. There's no text from her on my phone either. Clearly she came home after school, which means there's only one place she can be. I grab my keys and hop on my bike to find Nikki. We live next to the park back home and Nikki would often escape to there when she was upset. Just as expected, I find Nikki swinging forlornly in the park. Her head is bent as she gazes down at something in her hands. I take a seat beside her. She glances at me but doesn't speak. Instead, she cups the open locket in her hands, the one that usually hangs around her neck. Inside is a picture of Mom and Dad. You okay?
I don't know.
Mom would have loved your cake. The cake you made her, Jesus Christ. Nikki snaps the locket shut and holds it to her chest.
I had to do something, you know? Today is Mom's birthday and I couldn't not celebrate it.
I know. My voice actually died there for a split second. Jesus.
So I thought I'd make her a cake like we used to, but then...
Her voice trembles and she takes a minute to compose herself.
Then that cake, it was like it was taunting me. A reminder that Mom will never get a chance to eat it. It's not fair.
Nikki's knuckles turn white. She clutches the locket. Her hands begin to shake.
I barely got any time with her before she was taken away, and I just want her back.
Nikki.
I know I'm being crazy, but I just keep thinking it's my fault.
Tears trickle down her cheeks and leave wet stains on her shirt. Instinctively, I pull her in for a hug and she leans against me. It wasn't your fault, Nikki.
It is!
You had no control over this. She pulls away and falls silent. When she finally speaks, her voice is fake.
I missed the bus that day.
What?
The reason I left the cafe is because I missed the bus and needed a ride home. I keep thinking, what if I had just gotten on that bus as soon as class ended? I wasn't even doing anything important. I was just hanging out and lost track of time. I remember being so annoyed when they didn't show up. was so angry I had to walk home, and all I could think about was how much
Her voice falters.
I hated them.
You didn't mean that. You were angry.
What kind of daughter thinks like that? When I remember, I just feel so disgusted with myself.
Be it as it may, what happened wasn't your fault, Nikki. You didn't tell that driver to hit them. You can't keep blaming yourself.
Then why do I feel like I'm being punished?
Because this sucks. Because it's so easy to think about all these years that have been stolen from you and to lament that loss. But you can't keep thinking like that. Be happy for the time you did spend together. Focus on all the good things you had with them. All the good times you had with them. The last thing mom and dad would want is for you to be sad because of them. They want you to be happy.
I know. I just miss them so much.
That choice, by the way, that came from myself. Just FYI. I know, I miss them too. But on the bright side, at least you still got me. Nikki sighs.
I thought you were trying to make me feel better, not worse.
Hey! She lets out a weak laugh. The tears have stopped and some color is returning to her face. Remember mom's cake from last year? It was completely inedible.
You mean the second cake? The one you baked for mom because you forgot her birthday?
Whoops. Nikki laughs.
Mom tried so hard to eat it, but eventually she just gave up.
Not my finest moment, but at least it wasn't as bad as the one Dad baked the year before.
You mean when he almost burned our entire house down?
Nikki laughs so hard she snorts, which only makes her laugh even harder. Whoops. Her laughter is infectious, and I just can't help but join in. I think a lot more of Dad and me than you do.
Yeah, but it's not all bad. You got a lot of his good qualities too. Like how you're always there for me when I need you.
It's a hard job, but somebody has to do it. Nikki bumps me playfully with a swing.
Rude!
No, you know what's rude? Leaving a perfectly delicious cake untouched in the kitchen.
That's true. It was made for eating.
So let's go eat it. Going from here to here, Nikki nods and stands up. Together we head to my bike and I drive us back home. As soon as I park, the two of us hop off my bike and eagerly rush into the kitchen, then freeze. There's only 1/3 of the cake remaining, and a trail of crumbs starts from the kitchen table and ends in Hokkaido's face. Oh boy, I like him. I can only stare in stunned silence at the scene.
Uncle Kaito?
He pauses. A throatful of moist yellow cake is halfway into his mouth.
Did you eat all of the cake?
Uncle Kaito looks from his fork to Nikki, then back at the fork.
I want my lawyer.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Nikki and I burst out laughing as Uncle Kaito shoves the fork in his mouth. Nikki and I split the rest of the cake while Kaito looks on longingly. Nikki is all smiles for the rest of the night as Uncle Kaito asks us about our day. I tuck into bed early as I know I have a busy day of frolicking in the hot springs tomorrow. Soon I'm dreaming about hot water and hot girls. Oh, for fuck's sake. That's one hell of a way to put it. I wake up to the first sound of my alarm and jump out of bed. I need to meet my friends at the train station so we can all head over to the hot springs together. And I'd rather not be the last one there. They might leave without me. Just kidding. No, they wouldn't. Would they? Either way, I throw on some clothes and race to pack what I need. After going a quick breakfast, hop on my bike and drive to the train station. I haven't been back here since my arrival in Izukase. It's exactly the same as I remember it. People bustle back and forth, and the whole station is blanketed with a buzz of conversations. For some reason, the familiarity is comforting. I purchase my ticket and find Kerry, Mayu, Valerie, and Yuna already waiting on the platform. Hey. Yuna and Valerie wave as I approach, while Mayu smiles and Kerry nods in greeting.
You made it.
So did you. I glance around us. Where's Show?
Running late, like usual.
He'll be here.
I hope so. He has all the tickets. Carrie gives me a look. I mean, of course he'll be here. She crosses her arms, but otherwise falls silent. Eviana looks worried as she checks the time. We've still got a few minutes before the train comes. As the seconds tick by, I'm beginning to lose hope. Thankfully, Show soon appears.
Hey guys, ready to get our heat on?
We stare at Show.
That came out wrong.
Yeah. He looks around, a wide grin on his face.
Awesome, the gang's all here!
The lumber's roar of the engines is heard before the train is sighted. Show points to the approaching train.
Just in time too, because here's the train.
You were cutting it really close, Show.
I'm right on time.
Everyone quiets down as we get ready to board. We settle into our seats and enjoy the ride. When we arrive, we step off the train and stretch our legs. There's a beautiful hotel in the distance, and the hot springs are tucked in the mountains behind it.
Alright, here we are safe and sound. Let's go check in first.
She leads the way to the hotel and we trail behind, enjoying the scenery. I breathe in deeply, letting the crisp mountain air fill my lungs. Just being here already helps me feel rejuvenated. We enter the hotel and the front desk agent gives us the key to our rooms. Freddo and Yuna are bunking together while Kira and Mayu share a room. Obviously that is Show and I to share the last room. The girls disappear into the rooms, but not before agreeing to meet right outside the hotel in 10 minutes. Show and I enter our room. He merely flops onto the bed closest to the window.
I claim this bed.
I'll take the other bed. Alright, I'm fine with this bed. I throw back onto the bed close to the wall and doorway. I don't like being next to the window anyway. Even when the curtains are closed, I still feel too exposed.
Exposed?
Like if I were to open the curtains, a face would be staring in. Show looks warily at the window.
Don't say things like that. Do you want me to have nightmares?
Yeah. Scary. Sorry, scary? Sorry. How did I come to scary? That was one way to say my words. Once we've had the chance to rest and put down our things, we head down to the lobby and wait outside. The girls trickle in a few minutes later. Should we go for a soak now?
We want to save that for tonight. Trust me, it's way more relaxing at the end of the day.
What should we do instead? She pulls out tickets and studies the text on there.
What about...
Mayu's voice trails off. What about what?
What if we toured the gardens?
She points to the side clearing of blossoms and trees.
They look really pretty.
We get a discounted price for the tours too, since we already have tickets to the hot springs.
Valerie jumps excitedly.
Let's do it then.
She races towards the gardens.
Wait! Don't just run off like that!
Kira takes off after her, and the rest of us scramble to catch up. Luckily, we arrive right before the next scheduled tour, and we're able to secure a spot at the group. The tour guide leads us onto a gravel path and speaks non-stop about the history of the garden and each plant that we see. I listen intensely as he talks about the original lord who commissioned the garden in a way to show off his status and wealth. I remember learning about the same guy in the foreign international bridging class, so it's actually cool to be standing in his garden. The guide lecture on each plant that we pass is far less engaging though, and my attention wanes. As I weigh the flowers and trees around me, bright puddles of color sway gently in the breeze, a few of them float towards our feet. Well, now they keep this place so green all this time of the year. As I glance around the group, everyone seems to be focused on the greenery around us. Except for Show, who seems to be focused on the perky, hard body and the separate guided group further down the path. Enjoying the view? Show snaps back to reality and grins.
You know it, Brosif. It's beautiful.
Yeah, the garden is nice too. Show pauses, then looks embarrassed.
Was I that obvious?
Only if you consider openly staring obvious.
Well, what do you think of her? Cute, right?
Not my type. I shrug. She's right, but not really my type.
I mean, you've been surrounded by girls, and no one seems to really be your type. Do you even have a type, Broseph?
Surrounded?
Sure, at school, there's a major cutie with a booty over there.
Okay, I got it.
We should go talk to her.
I'm not sure Maya would appreciate you doing that.
Not for me, for you.
What?
I'm going to wingman for you. It'll be a thank you for all those times you helped me out.
That's not really necessary. Robert Fall on deaf ears. The show already starts to lag from the group. After he creates enough space, he hops off the path and walks through the garden. What are you doing?
Taking a shortcut. We can't catch up to them by hanging around the group.
Smart thinking. He grins.
I know.
We pass our own group before hopping back on the path. I step back with no incident, but Joe trips and waves his arm wildly to balance himself.
Whoa!
He fails to keep his balance. Before he face plants onto the hard gravel, I step in and catch him. As I continue to hold him up, Joe looks at me with admiration in his eyes.
You saved me, Broseph.
You would have done the same for me. Suddenly, a creaky voice yells out.
Get a room!
Everyone around us freezes. As one, we turn towards the voice and see an old Japanese man waving his cane angrily in the air. Joe quickly removes himself from my arms and holds up his hands defensively.
Hey, it's not what you think!
Mind your own business! Yeah, I like girl, but whatever. Yeah, we aren't together in fact. We were on our way to talk to a girl.
I have a girlfriend!
The old man frowns.
How inappropriate. Back in my day, a man's private affairs were kept private.
With one last grumpy harangue, the old man hobbles away towards the trees. I thought we had to stay on the path.
Forget about him. Let's just refocus our efforts.
Joe face falls. I follow his line of sight and grimace as the cute girl lost at us. Maybe we should just go back.
Yeah. Sorry, Broseph.
It's okay. Regardless, we spent more time together before joining the group. The tour was beautiful and I enjoyed the leisure pace we took around the gardens, although I did learn a lot more about the plants than I ever wanted to know. Once the tour was over, we were back outside the hotel. How did everyone enjoy the tour? Maya sighs dreamily.
Flowers were so beautiful. I felt like I was walking through a fairy tale.
I'm glad you had fun, Mayu. I thought it was really pretty too, but I found the history of the place to be the most interesting part.
Kiari shrugs.
Yeah, it was alright.
It reminded me a little bit of home. On the outskirts of town, there was a cute little museum which also included a garden walk. That sounds really nice. It was.
I thought it was good, but I could have used less of all that flower talk.
You aren't the only one.
I thought it was informative.
But enough of that. It's now time for the main event.
Hot springs.
Yay! I cannot wait to soak in that glorious water. Same here.
Maya grins and Kiari cracks a smile. We eagerly follow Shoei to the hotel where he presents our tickets. We had to wait what felt like a couple of hours at least while they prep the place. Afterwards, we abundantly an attendant leads Shoei and I to the male changing room, while another attendant leads the girls away. As a customer, we strip down and rinse ourselves thoroughly before entering the adjoining hot springs. I can feel the difference in temperature as soon as I step out of the room. There are a few other men spread out in the pool. They all look to be young and close to my age. Shoei and I slowly wade into the hot spring. I dip my feet in and my toes tingle from the rush of heat. Carefully, I lower the rest of me into the water and instantly relax to the warmth. Shoei lets out a contented laugh.
Ah, this is the life.
I nod and close my eyes. I listen to the soft sounds of mixed nature with a low murmur of voice from other patrons. The waters are mostly still, only rippling when someone enters or leaves the spring. The water gently eases out any remaining tension in my muscles, and then out of a deep breath. I wish these moments could last forever.
Hey guys.
Akira?
I blinked my eyes open at the sound of a familiar voice. Akira had a small towel resting on his head.
Fancy seeing you here.
I was just about to say that to you. What are you doing here?
We can't stay on campus today, so instead of practicing, my team and I decided to do the next best thing. Heal in the hot springs.
I squinted at the other man in spring. No wonder they all look my age.
That's why everyone looks so familiar.
I'm surprised we didn't recognize you guys. Akira smiles.
We look different without our uniforms. It took me a few minutes before I recognized you two.
In the distance, I hear a high-pitched squeal. Was that the girls?
I think so.
Their spring is right next to ours.
Shio perks up.
Really?
Yeah.
I wonder what they're talking about.
Let's find out.
You mean eavesdrop?
It's not eavesdropping if we're just checking on their well-being.
But this can only end poorly. I don't know, I've seen enough anime to know how this ends. Shio laughs.
Lucky for us, we aren't in an anime. We'll be fine.
No, you're in a visual novel. That doesn't make me feel any more confident about this decision. Akira climbs out of the water.
I know a way we can slip in unseen.
How exactly do you know this?
I can't give away my sources.
Shio and I look at each other and shrug. I might have expected this style of behavior from Shio, but definitely not Akira. We follow him out of the pool and into the changing room, where we each grab towels. Then Akira leads us through an employee entrance and into a tunneled hallway. The hallway opens up right beside the large truck and closes around the woman's hot spring, which keeps us perfectly out of sight. Giggles float around us as we peek over the rocks. Just our luck. Valerie, Yuna, Mayu, Carrie, and May are right in front of us. Shio and I share a look of sound. As if to silently ask, May's here too? Then we shrug. If Akira is here, it only makes sense that May will be here too.
It's your turn, Valerie.
Why did I not expect the game to go here?
Okay. Truth or dare?
Or why did I expect the game to go here? That should actually be a bigger question.
Dare.
Okay, truth.
Dare. Truth or dare? Dare.
Okay, truth.
What? No, I picked dare.
Right, truth.
May turns to the rest of the girls.
What should we ask her?
Mayu blushes.
What is it like being with a boy?
Everyone stares at her with wide eyes, and Mayu's face turns even redder.
Why would you ask me that?
Because... you know...
Even Kiori's cheeks are pink, but I can't tell whether it's from pure... for the question... whether it's from the question or the heat of the water. Jesus fucking Christ. Valerie blinks.
Oh, right, okay. You see...
Her voice drills off, and my breath catches in my throat. Is it really happening right now? Shio and Akira both focus intensely on the conversation.
How do I put this?
She pauses again, and she thinks.
Okay, basically, imagine you have a motherboard. On the different sockets, you have to add the different components. So first you put in the CPU, and then the RAM, a graphics card, some sort of storage drive. Oh, and the power supply. You can't forget the power supply. That is what? Supplies power. And once all those pieces are ready, then it's time to make sure all the wires are connected. Some graphics cards require a 6-pin connector while others an 8-pin. Some also require 2 sets of connectors depending on the power draw requirements. It's also important to pick a good case because you want to make sure everything is well protected but still has strong airflow. Having a strong cooling system is important when things heat up.
As Sonic continues her explanation, the girls struggle to follow along. Maya's brows are furrowed as she nods every so often, listening closely to Valerie's words. Yuna just seems plain confused, though she's trying her best to follow along. Kiori frowns thoughtfully, and I can almost see the gears in her head, the gears in her brain trying to piece together the image Valerie's describing. Only May sits with her eyebrow raised and arms crossed across her chest.
None of this makes sense.
Valerie freezes and looks quite panicked.
What?
May sees Valerie's expression and discomfort. Then she smiles triumphantly as she solves the puzzle.
Oh, you've never actually been with.
Valerie laughs loudly over May's voice.
You're so silly, May. What are you even talking about?
Your analogy doesn't describe it at all.
Kiari crosses her arms.
If she's not right, then what's it supposed to be?
May grins mischievously.
Well, when a man and a woman love each other very much.
Oh boy. Flop. A plop. I look over to show it leaned too far forward, actually wobbled and a stable pebble which rolls into the spring. As one, the girls look over in her direction, then shriek.
Run!
We scramble into the safety of the hallway and head back into the men's changing room.
Do you think they saw us?
They probably saw you. The blood leaves Show's face.
No! Akira, please, tell me otherwise.
It was pretty dark. Maybe they just saw a silhouette.
For your sake, I hope that's all they saw.
If I fall, I'm dragging you down with me.
Me? I was in the men's hot springs the entire time. Is it right, Akira?
Of course.
You guys!
Once our boiling hearts subside, we returned to the men's hot spring as if nothing happened. As soon as the time was up, we left with the rest of the group. This way, it could have been anyone who disturbs the girls. Akira rejoins his teammates while Sho and I change back to our clothes. We wait for the girls in the hotel lobby. We agreed to meet here for dinner, right? Sho answers nervously.
Yep.
After 15 minutes, they still haven't emerged. Sho shifts from foot to foot.
Do you think they really saw me there and now they've gone ahead without us?
They can't go without us. They can't go without us. You have the tickets.
Yeah, but those were to get into the hot springs. Dinner is separate.
Oh, then yeah, I suppose theoretically it's possible, but I bet they're just taking forever to get ready because they're women.
What if this is all part of their plan for revenge? Leave us here waiting while they're all eating delicious food and laughing at us. Or maybe they've retired to one of their hotel rooms, dressed in their PJs, continuing their conversation.
I'm just gonna stop you right there.
But I was just getting to the good part.
That's a pretty lame revenge as far as revenges go, though.
I suppose that's true.
We wait a while longer before the girls finally appear. Kiari glowers at us as she marches over Valerie. Valerie and Una both look grave, and even Maya looks stern. And that's where I keep it. Whatever happens next, we'll have to wait for that.